I have an announcement to make, and it's a bit terrifying. This is a sonogram. If you don't know what a sonogram is, it's a picture of a baby inside their mother. Now, I have 2 kids. They're adorable and super fun. And my wife and I were at a point where we wanted to have another one. We learned that my wife was pregnant about a month ago. But the other day, she went to the doctor and had a sonogram, and this is what came up. You'll notice here, baby A, and here, baby B. We're having twins, guys. Whew. I'm really excited about this, but I'm also terrified. Now today, guys, I want to get a little bit personal. I want to talk to you about what it's like being a dad and what it means to be a parent. I want to tell you about my experience of becoming a father and why going from 2 kids to 4 kids is crazy. Now, while I talk about this, I'm going to be building out my Steven Universe map. If you've been paying attention to my shorts, I've been building out Steven Universe's house, the Crystal Temple, and because we reached certain goals, I now have to build out Beach City. So I need to get the whole area prepped for the city, and I'm gonna start doing that today while I talk about being a dad. Let's go. Okay, guys, first, here's the current state of the Steven Universe map. Built his house here, and we got the lighthouse and the Crystal Temple here, but I really need to build out the backside to like prepare the space for Beach City. I'll be working on that while I talk about all of these things. Thank you for indulging me, by the way, as I get a little bit personal here. I don't always get personal, but this is gonna help me a little bit, guys. Okay, guys, so let me first talk to you about what it's like being a father. I mean, my first experience of really being a father was going into the hospital and then spending almost 24 hours watching my wife go through labor and like staying by her and all of that good stuff. And let me tell you guys, that is a stressful situation. Childbirth is no joke, and it was an insane thing to watch my wife go through and to just kind of like feel helpless. Now, my wife totally needed me through that whole process. That doesn't mean I didn't feel useless. It was just kind of like a helpless little lump in the hospital being like, "You're doing great, babe." And that's hard for me because I'm one of these people that just wants to fix things and makes everything better. And it was just a crazy thing to go through. But then my daughter actually was born finally, and you hold that baby, and I can't even express to you guys the love you feel for this little child. You don't even know them, right? You don't know this person at all, but you just love them. And I remember at that moment when I was sitting there feeling that love for my little baby, I remember thinking to myself, is this how my parents feel about me? And I realized for the first time, really, how much my parents actually loved me. Or at least I started to have an idea of what that love was. I think I realized then for the first time how much like sacrifice like went into bringing me into the world and how like difficult that was. And how my parents didn't resent me for that, but they did it willingly. The same way my wife and I just willingly went through that insane ordeal to bring this little baby into the world. Now, guys, I realize not every family is gonna be this way. I was raised in a very good situation with my parents, as my kids are being raised in their situation, and this is something you can bring to your family too. Anyway, I realized for the first time how much my parents really loved me. Like, I always knew it, but now I felt it. And then as you get home from the hospital and you start learning what it is to be a parent, I mean, all of the late nights, I mean, guys, babies wake up every 2 hours to eat. That they have to have that to like survive. And I would get up with my wife, I would help the baby. You know, there's times when I was sleeping and she was not. There's times that I would get up with the baby and just walk with her and rock her and sing songs to her, and then the baby would get sick or something. You're up all night with them. You're worried about them constantly. You can't sleep because you're hoping they're still alive laying in the crib next to you. And then the baby's sad for some reason or whatever, and you have to solve this problem for them. And you're tired. Oh my gosh, are you tired? And it feels like you have no gas in your own tank, but somehow you still do. Somehow get up in the middle of the night again and take care of that baby. And why? Because you just love them so much. Like, it's just a huge feeling, and I can't even really explain. I don't think you can ever really understand it until you've been there. I thought I understood love before I was a dad, but I don't think I ever really got what it was until I've spent all of those nights and all of those days loving these little kids, like pouring your heart and soul into them. And guess what, guys? They give it back to you. Those little kids just adore you. Like, my son is obsessed with lawnmowers and weed eaters because I mow the lawn every week, and he wants to do it with me. He just sits there and like looks at me. They look at you with those eyes with so much love and adoration, and it makes you feel like, man, I'll tell you, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough sometimes. Like, I don't deserve that kind of love and adoration, but they think you deserve it, and they just love you no matter what. Now, having said that, it is so much work. Like, I spend all day working, making videos, talking to clients, you know, you fill in the blank. I do a lot of work all day, and my wife, she works with the kids all day with their craziness. Like, kids are crazy, guys. The things they like cry and have tantrums over, you're just like, you're a crazy person. My wife deals with that all day, and then I get off work finally, and there's no break, guys. There is zero chill in being a parent. Like, you got all that love and it's amazing, but there is no chill. You go from one thing straight to kids and all of their problems, their dirty diapers, them feeling sad or unappreciated or whatever. They've got so many needs. After doing this with 2 kids already, I know what it means to have a kid. Like, I know now exactly what it means to be a dad and all of the work and sacrifice it's gonna take to do that with twins. And so when I got that news, I was like, oh boy. We wanted to have another baby. We're super excited about that, but also we're very aware of what it's gonna take to take care of 2 babies at the exact same time. I know what's coming, and it's gonna be exhausting. So why am I telling you guys all of this right now? Because as we get closer to having the baby, you may see in my eyes sometimes as I'm making videos a bit of a panicked look. Not because I don't want these babies. You need to understand that I also know how much love there's gonna be with these 2 babies and how wonderful and awesome that's going to be. But I just also know the kind of sacrifice I'm gonna have to put in to being a good dad, and then still having to create content and earn money for my family and do all the things that I need to do as their father to make sure that they're taken care of. And so I'm a little bit nervous about how this is all gonna go down, guys. I know some of you guys are gonna be really excited for me, and lots of congratulations and all of that stuff, and I appreciate all of that. And you're gonna want to know, how can we help, Mustard? How can we help? The number one way you can help, guys, is to just watch my videos. Make sure you watch all of them. Make sure you watch them all the way through. Comment, like, you know, those are the kind of things that are gonna help my channel to grow and are gonna help me just be mentally like, okay, my channel's okay, while I'm going through this ordeal of taking care of 2 babies plus my other kids at the same time. And also be patient with me on my videos. Like, if I miss something, which I often do anyways when I have plenty of sleep, be patient with me. Just know I'm a dad who's very tired, who's dealing with twins. And also, please don't judge me as my hair turns gray because of these kids, or if my hairline recedes any more than it already has, or if I'm ever streaming and just feel a little bit impatient with one thing or another. Please be patient with me, guys. Please be patient.